Did you know that there's a difference between a revocable living trust and a land trust? Hey, this is Joe Seagle. I'm your real estate asset protection attorney here in Orlando, Florida, and I want to talk to you today about the difference between revocable living trusts and land trusts, because a lot of people get these confused. First, let's talk about revocable living trusts because so many people are familiar with those. Those are typically used in estate planning. And in Florida, those fall under Chapter 736 of the Florida statutes. However, a land trust falls under Chapter 689, and it can be used for estate planning. That's perfectly fine, but its typically number one purpose is to provide anonymity and asset protection by segregating your real estate assets in Florida away from each other and away from you. Whereas a revocable living trust will have usually your family name and your name as the trustee. You will be your own trustee of that while you are alive and you are capable of acting as your own trustee. But whenever you become incapacitated or when you die, then a successor trustee takes over. The trust deals a lot with financial issues. It deals a lot with cryptocurrency. It can deal with bank accounts, cars, furniture, other properties in other states. It can deal with all kinds of other issues. Whereas the land trust is dealing with real estate located in Florida for the most part. And whereas you're not getting that anonymity with the revocable living trust because, hello, your name is appearing there as the trustee, and typically your family's last name or even your full name is used in the name of the trust itself. Under the land trust, you typically have a third-party trustee, like our company, My Land Trustee, acting as your trustee. So our name appears on everything, and the name of the trust is simply a number, or it's something to do with the property address or something else that has nothing to do with your name that would identify you as the owner of the property. The only people who would know who own that property is the trustee and the beneficiary and the IRS. So those are the biggest differences between land trusts and revocable living trust. You can, inside of a land trust, have successor beneficiaries so that whenever you die as the beneficiary, the property will automatically pass to your beneficiaries that are named inside that trust. Same thing, of course, happens with the revocable living trust. So in some ways, that is how they are similar, but that's pretty much where it ends. Land trusts are much shorter, simpler, straight to the point, and fall under a different section of the statute. Revocable living trusts are usually multiple pages, 60, 70, 80, hundreds of pages in length and thickness, and deal with lots and lots of contingency plans and things that might happen, things that may never happen. So, and they also cost a lot more usually than the land trust. So with that said, whenever you're talking about trusts, don't get hung up, don't get wrapped around the axle on what's the difference between a revocable living trust and a land trust. Just work with lawyers and companies who understand the difference between the two, and they won't steer you wrong. One of those companies is our company, My Land Trustee. We're happy to work with you on getting your land trust set up. Also, our law firm, Aspire Legal Solutions, can work with you on estate planning and revocable living trusts and all the other trusts that go along with that to make sure that not only are your assets protected, but your estate is well planned for something happening in the event of your incapacity or your death. Just go to our website, mylandtrustee.com. Email us at hello@mylandtrustee.com or give us a ring, and we're happy to help.
Thanks for listening to this edition of Trust This. If you got something out of it, please press like and subscribe and give us a 5-star review to help us reach others who can benefit from this series. Until next time, keep aspiring to a better life.